everybody. This side from the Davis Homestead and the Davis Corporation. Want to talk to you guys about my venue, Happy House Cultivation. All right, guys, this is going to be a pretty good, long, informational video. We're going to be talking about the ins and outs of being a cannabis cultivator, no matter if you're doing it the legal way or the illegal way, and the benefits and the things that you have to worry about in the business. So probably want to sit back, get you a drink, roll you a blunt, do whatever you do, because there's a lot of things that you got to learn. I'm drinking on Mai Tais from Captain Morgan, and I'm smoking on the Strand Gold member of cannabis. So the first way we're going to talk about the cannabis cultivation industry is the legal way. The legal way, when it comes to the legal way of cannabis, there's a lot of things that you don't have to worry about, but there's things that you do have to worry about. And I'm about to explain, like, taking ownership of who you are and what you do if you're a cannabis cultivator. So first off, I want to say that I'm in Colorado, so I'm in a legal state. And not only that, in our state, we have licenses of cultivation of growing cannabis. So our license start like A, B, and C. So the license that I have, which is A license, you can grow up to 100 cannabis plants. Then you have license B, where you can grow up to 500, and then you got license C, where you can grow up to 2,000. They have different prices for how many plants that you want to grow. And if you're in a legal state, just look it up, because I'm pretty sure you have the same type of license steps that you can get for growing cannabis. All right, everything I grow is legal. Like I say, I got a license A, where I'm able to grow 100 plants at one time. So that's why I'm able to put multiple plants on Facebook like other people. Now, if you don't have a license at all and you're in a legal state, most likely you can grow about 6 plants per 21 per person who's over 21 of age. That's how it goes. So if you got like 5, 6 people who over 21 years old, you multiply that by 6, you're pretty much cool with 30 plants or whatever. So when it comes to growing legally, it's a few things that you gotta understand. For one thing, if you're not trying to get your license or trying to get a dispensary, then those guys are kind of competition into who you are as a legal cannabis grower. You know what I mean? The difference in between a dispensary and somebody who's growing cannabis is the person who can grow cannabis at his house and do it like that has more leeway than the dispensary, because the dispensary had to go through the states and they had to go through so much paperwork to get a dispensary, to to go through and follow all the rules and regulations to even get a store. So when you growing cannabis as a independent person, then you got more leeway to kind of do whatever you want to do. When it comes to setting prices, you can set your own prices, for whatever you're trying to sell or donate, or however you do it. And but in the dispensaries, probably have to stay within a margin to even to make it. and they make billions of dollars, but a lot of it has to go back. So, and it comes because of these licenses. So, like I say, like I got a license, it grows up to 100 plants. That's really not nothing that you know the feds or something like that would even try to come and even deal with. Grow up to 500 plants, maybe they'll come, but when you grow to license C, which is 2,000 plants, then that's when that's when you gotta be like suit and tied up because you're at the borderline of it's being fed, especially if you growing exactly 2,000 plants. You're gonna have more issues, not really issues, but you're gonna have more visits from, you know, the feds and stuff at your facilities and dispensaries and grow warehouses than you will for being a low man. And 100 plants is not low ball because you can plant 100 plants, and if you're growing it outside, you can get 2 to 3 pounds. So that's 300 pounds, and you know dispensaries sell their pounds from 1,600 to like 2,500, sometimes 3,000, and so the math is there. It depends on the area and stuff like that for legal people. And also, I want to talk about if you're legal and you're doing this the legal way, and you got people who's from different cities who's not legal, who's expecting you to do illegal things like let's give an example. Like let's just say some guy come from Mississippi or something. Let's just say, and he's like, say, man, can you after you grow it, can you bring it down? Can you bring it to me? Can you mail it to me, etc.? Say no because you are a cannabis cultivator in a legal state, and if they choose to come and get it for your price or whatever, it's on them to cross the state line. Don't never. You have to understand who you are as a entrepreneur when you grow cannabis. You know what I mean? Because cannabis is an irresistible crop to to the world. Not It's not like it's a crop that you know somebody will get tired of doing or getting tired of eating or get tired of drinking or get tired of smoking. Cannabis is a irresistible crop that was irresistible before you was here and it'll stay irresistible after you die. So you have to understand once you a cannabis cultivator that you're on a different level. You're not a distributor, you're not a transporter, you're not none of that. Only thing you are is a cannabis cultivator. Now, if they come here and you can sell it to them legally, it's on them to take it out of state or whatever they trying to do with it. It's on them. But never sell yourself short to where you can get in trouble when you in the legal state. You don't have to worry about that, and the crop that you are producing sells itself, and it always will. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about the legal part of growing cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Let me fire this up right quick. So, that's the legal part of selling cannabis. So, I always remember that you are a cannabis cultivator. You're not a distributor. You're not a transporter. You're not none of that. You growing cannabis. And I always say, keep up with demand if you got a good thing going legally within your city or whatever the case might be. Keep up demand because that's how everybody getting rich off of cannabis. You know, I've been a person who switched and stopped growing at times and have because I've moved around and been to 35 different states. So I've stopped growing cannabis and had to start back and stuff like that. If you in a solid position, never stop growing cannabis ever, because the cycle of it and the income you can get off of it is great. All right. So when it comes to growing cannabis illegally, I got two things I can say about this. The first thing I can say is, if you're in a state that you'll get in trouble for growing cannabis, don't do it. And then I have a second way, and I can say this: if you're in a state that you can't grow cannabis, grow it in the inside. Don't take a risk that you don't have to take, and you want to be successful in what you do, and it don't have to be broadcast. So we finna get into a lot of stuff when it comes to growing illegally. But those are my two disclaimers on that. Don't grow it if you're in a legal state, and if you are in a legal state, grow it in the inside only. Now, most of these people who are on my YouTube, they purchase seeds from me, and then I got people in private that buy seeds from me. And I always let people know that I get seeds from regrowing and doing my thing. So these seeds are really going to produce cannabis. So if you're going to start my seeds outside, they're going to get big. They're going to get tall. Like I said, I got 14 footers outside right now. So, and that's small compared to like how people grow cannabis here, but it's not small when it comes to once it produces the bud and how much bud I get off of it, or how is how big it looks to, I guess, to your neighbors. So if you're growing illegally and you purchasing my seeds, you might want to go inside with it, or you don't do it at all. But hey, I'm doing two different disclaimers. So after that, okay, so when you're growing this shit illegally, there's some things that you need to understand. First thing that you need to understand is, if you're growing the inside like you're supposed to and stuff, it's gonna smell. It's gonna have a smell, especially if you buy seeds from me. It's gonna have a smell. It's gonna be big. It's gonna have a smell, especially if you buying my seeds and following the regimen that I got when it comes to when you feed, what you feed them, the different products that you feed them. Then yeah, they're gonna get big and they're gonna get smelly, because I have real cannabis seeds that's top of the line. So okay. So that's one thing that you have to understand when it's growing cannabis inside. Second thing you gotta understand is, when you want to be a cannabis cultivator and you in a city that's illegal, you need to be the only person that know that you doing what you doing. Because a regular man who can walk can maintain 50 plants. So you don't need nobody at all but yourself to create this cannabis cultivator guy that you want to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to have nobody. You don't have, and that's where a lot of people fail at, is they want to make it a business where they got all these people. This person do the watering, this person do the trimming, this person do this, this person do that. Now you done turned this whole thing that you trying to do for yourself into a dispensary, pretty much. Open, wide open dispensary. You got people coming in, coming out. You got people doing different shit. That's going to always look crazy to any police, any feds, anybody that's, neighbors. That's going to look crazy. So, like I always say, you don't have to have nobody. You don't have to tell nobody. You don't have to do nothing. You do this stuff by yourself, and you can maintain 50 plants by yourself, watering it. You can maintain 50 plants even if you just have a water pitcher and you just keep mixing your nutrients and pouring it in each plant 50 times or whatever. So, that's first thing that you need to understand, that this ain't no game where you got people who, like, you got guys come over, play the game, y'all kicking it, it's not like that when you're trying to be a cannabis cultivator in a legal state. There's no kicking it like that. It's the most loneliest thing, pretty much, that you can do. It's not for a big group of people. It's only for you, because once you become a successful cannabis grower, you can take this across the United States of America. It ain't about your city. It's about producing this for your income, for your family wealth, for your family's generation wealth. So that's why I try to explain to people. It's not just like putting a seed in the ground and saying, oh yeah, I can grow cannabis. Now, this business and this lifestyle can take you into bigger places than what you think, what you thinking of. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you're getting in trouble or if it's something like that, I advise you not to do it. But if you're doing it, you have to be very discreet. And I ain't talking about discreet to where only my cousin know, only my sister know, only my brother know. I mean, you have to not tell nobody on your first time growing in the first run, because for one thing, you learn how it go, and the second thing is you're in a legal state, but you shouldn't be doing it in their eyes anyway. All right, that's one thing. Second thing, and I really explain this because it's super important. If you have a relationship where you argue with your wife loud, and every blue moon the police come over, if you have a lifestyle like that or a relationship like that, this ain't for you. If you have like if your girl trip about plants, about you having the plants already, and then they starting to grow, she gonna really trip because they gonna smell. They gonna look like what they supposed to look like, and then it freaks people out who don't really realize what the cause of it is and stuff like that. So it does freak people out when it, so if you have a relationship where that's a problem, then this ain't for you. Third thing, if you got like dogs and stuff, and they get into the stuff, they gonna get into that cannabis if you don't have a door closed. You know what I'm saying? They gonna chew it. They gonna mess it up. So if you got problems where you can't have in the inside growing, where a door is closed from everything, then that's not from animals and stuff that are teared up. Then this is not for you. If you got kids that mess with stuff and don't give you privacy, and You know what I mean? They're going through everything, whatever. The whole house is theirs, and this, and that. This is not for you. If you got a whole group of dudes coming over, and then you trying to stop all that all of a sudden and then grow it, it's probably not for you. You have to be discreet when you're a cannabis cultivator in a legal state. Because if you ordering seeds, if you're really getting seeds from good seed supplies like me and whoever else in the world, uh, that stuff gonna grow. And if you following a schedule, or if they give you a schedule, or you following my YouTube and getting and you seeing how to feed and doing all this stuff, you following my schedule, it's going to grow, my brothers and sisters. So um, when you really trying to get into this cannabis growing, you gotta really understand uh, the different issues that it can come with growing it legally or growing it illegally. You know, you can get overboard growing it legally. You know, especially if you're getting the seed license with the 2,000 plants and over, then yeah, you gonna get some type of visit. You know, because 2,000 cannabis plants is probably an acre, maybe a half. Yeah, it might could. Yeah, about an acre. So yeah, that's gonna look suspicious in the air when they just only see that like that. You know what I mean? 2,000 cannabis plants that's budded up. But that's why I stick to the lowest license, so I don't have that issue. But I'm still able to maintain an income, or it's still a lot of weight that come off of that. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about that and its benefits. Quit, and if you're doing it illegally, my brothers and sisters, don't be everything on it. Like I say, if you're gonna grow it, just be the grower. Don't grow. Don't go worrying about where your money at. Because if you're a successful cannabis grower, your profit is over 700-800%. So if somebody is messing you over your money, it don't hurt you as much as it will hurt them if you're doing it right. Like if you growing your cannabis and you got cannabis finna start and you got cannabis on its way, that shouldn't hurt you. Don't do no violent stuff. Don't get violent. Don't go and say he owe me this. I want to go fight him over. This is a whole different lifestyle. This is a lifestyle where if somebody don't do you right, you go to the next man, because it's not about the money, because you in a whole different percentage. That's why when you look at my videos of cloning puts you in a whole different ratio and of income. It puts you in a triple and quadruple percentage when you clone. So if somebody's screwing you out your money or whatever the case might be, you don't have to be mad about it. You move on. But that's where people mistake, because they want to grow. They want to be the man in the streets. They want to be everything behind this cannabis. And you don't have to be. You are the creator of it. And that's where the level that you should always stick to, especially growing illegally. When you grow illegally, if your goal is to get a dispensary, I don't knock you. It's that's one that you made it, if it comes to that. But it's work, and it's a lot of legal things that stay coming and that the feds stay trying to bring up to make it illegal. So you got to fight for your ahead of you, and it never stops. But if you legal and you just want to be independent, man, you make your own prices. You don't put yourself in no position where you can get in trouble legally. If guys want to get it, they come get it, and if they choose to go across and do whatever they have to do to take it home, that's their business. Okay? Don't get into no other level besides being the person who make it. Okay? Boom. Illegally, the same thing kind of goes, but you have a lot more to lose if you don't do this yourself. Like, I don't know no other advice to give a person who wanna do that stuff illegally, um, in a legal state. But if they do, they should do it only by themselves. Then, I mean, the only other person should be helping you is whoever live in your house with you. And that's it. It shouldn't be no outsiders, no family, no cousin, no best friend, no nothing. It should be only the persons who stay with you. And the only reason they know you doing it is because they stay with you. But if you know what I mean, so make sure that you protect yourself on that. If you in an area where it's like high crime and stuff, yeah, they gonna smell that cannabis. They gonna smell the green coming out your yard if you growing it outside in a legal state or in a high crime area. Uh, so keep it in the inside and protect yourself. And also make sure you aerate so it don't be super strong. And you know, good luck when it comes to doing it in a legal state. But I wouldn't be the guy who's want to be seen in like the neighborhoods after because I grow. That's the no. Here it's you have to be we don't have to be as discreet, but there you got to be discreet. You know, you have to be a person who will rent a house and it's only to grow cannabis and nobody know nothing because you don't have a whole bunch of people over. You know, whoever is the same person if it's just you yourself, and that's about the only way you can get away with growing, being a successful cannabis cultivator in a legal state. But if you're in a legal state, you're all right. Just stay growing and stay under the limit that the feds don't mess with you with. Because, I mean, 100 compared to 2,000 plants. Police and feds, they not worrying about that. Plus, we in a legal state. And like California or wherever else, you know, it's pretty much the same. They not looking for that. They're looking for these dispensaries and big time independent people because you got independent people who grow with a licensee and don't have dispensaries because they want to be their own people. But you know, dispensaries got to go by the laws of the land when it comes to how much they can do, where they can do it at, and it's just a lot. But it's great because you get way bigger income with it, but it's not because it's like somebody got a leash on your neck. And yeah, they giving you good dog food, but if they don't want you to have it, they always able to snatch you back from it. So I'm self-sufficient and you know a home prepper and doomsday prepper, so that don't kind of fit my lifestyle. But I mean, I don't have nobody else. I don't knock nobody else for it. So yeah, man, I just wanted to kind of chop it up and tell you guys to be careful if you're not doing it the legal way, and if you're doing the legal way, be careful once you get that license C, because that license C rings a bell of all the feds to let you know that, hey guys, he at the limit. Let's go see if he got his stuff together. Yeah, you 2,000 cannabis plants, man. You in $1 million. You a millionaire. You automatically a millionaire if you produce uh, cannabis and have 2,000 plants. You're automatically a millionaire. Yeah, so you gonna get watched by the feds. All right, guys. This side trying to give you guys a little bit more information, because this ain't no game. This is not a game. This is a game where you gonna make the money, because cannabis is gonna grow. I mean, if you just use straight water on growing your cannabis, it might not grow as great as using nutrients and stuff, but you're still gonna get cannabis off the plant, no matter what. Like the lowest I've ever seen a person mess up from a cannabis plant is only like getting an ounce off of it, and you know what I mean. But if you're growing whatever you grow, then that's an ounce off each plant. Eventually, that ounce gonna end up being enough to buy you a car or pay some type of bill that you needed to pay. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to state that take advantage, especially if you're in a legal state, to take advantage of it. You know, you don't have to go through and be in the crime and in the mix of all of what it does after it leaves you. That's what I really want to explain. If you're a cannabis cultivator, after it leaves your hand, it don't matter. You don't have to associate with whatever it does to evaporate from that point on. Like, you don't care what it does and how it ends or where it ends up at. Only thing you focus on is growing and uh, the purchase of what you want for it. Growing what you want for it. Growing what you want for it. Not growing what you want for it and then micromanaging everything else. That is not what cannabis cultivators do. No, we have pride in what we do, and that's not pride. That's you working too hard for your money when you're doing it that way. You shouldn't have to. So, you know, I'm just trying to get all this, information out so you can understand that it's a price to pay for greed, and it's a price to pay when you're not doing it legally. But then, if you're smart and you're not doing it legally, then you can make as much as you want or whatever. But the big issue is security and talking too much. You know, so that's the main thing that hurts us when it comes to being in these illegal states trying to do it. And then the other thing is everybody wants to be inside of be everything. You want to be everything. Don't be everything. Just grow. Just grow and ask for how much you want. Don't be the guy that had to wait on somebody. Don't be don't be none of that. You know, you can be just as away from all that hard society as you want to, because you produce something from seed. You take something that ain't nothing at first and produce it to be this multi, like if you got 2 pounds on one plant, you know what I'm saying, man, you got at least $2,000 to $3,000, you know, uh, on one tree. So this game is a lot bigger than buying it from some guy illegally and taking a chance of getting robbed, and or taking a chance that the money fake. And now this a whole different ball game. You can produce one thing, one plant, and make good money off of. You can buy, some type of cheap car. It's a whole different ball game. But all right, guys, this side from the Davis Homestead and the Davis Corporation, talking about Happy House cultivation, and the things that you need to know that'll save you a lot of headache, and it'll save you some, so you don't go to jail for trying to do it the wrong way. If you're illegal, bring it inside or don't do it. If you're illegal, do it to the utmost. But keep your borderline right. Keep your licenses lower than that, unless you just, you want to do it. But if you just trying to chill and do it for yourself, and family come through every blue moon or some shit like that, and do it the right way, because the right way gets you way more money. It's like walking into a crack house and you able to sell crack right in front of the police when you legal. When you illegal, you gotta hide it, right? But we don't, because we're legal. So, all right, guys, this side from the Davis Homestead and the Davis Corporation, talking about Happy House cultivation, guys. See you.